Hey,
All right.
everybody, welcome to Beyond the Lines, the podcast for Lines of Liberty. We're here today. We're just dedicated to our first responders, our veterans out there. We offer fishing trips and outdoor adventures and an outlet for mental health, PTSD, or just a moment to recharge. I'm one of your hosts today, Mike Stevens, and with me today is our co host, Scott Bacon. How's it going, Scott?
Hello, Mike. How are you?
Good. Super excited for everybody to join us. Hopefully, you'll see the recording. We're hoping to get these live stream really soon. Today it's going to be just two of us from the foundation Lions of Liberty. We're a charitable organization, as you heard. We support veterans and first responders with outdoor adventures. Right, we primarily target fishing, but we're looking to grow that into other things. Um, some of you know us already, and Scott and I just going to have some conversations today with you as the people who support us, and just kind of go through what our social media plan is for this year. As you can tell, we've got some upgraded technology that Scott's gone out and learned. Don't ever say you can't teach an old dog new tricks, because look at
That is
us.
true. Yeah.
We're out here. This will be live streamed. Once we get it rolling, it can actually be on multiple platforms. We won't tell the kids about that because they'll freak out, but we should have multiple platforms. So our call to action this morning is going to be really simple, right? We're here. We're creating a nice social media presence to help us raise awareness for all the things that we're doing out here for the community. And we need you, the subscribers, to get in here and subscribe to the YouTube. Click the subscribe button, give us the thumbs up. Um, Find our other platforms. We'll do some links for you for the TikTok, the Instagram, the Twitter, the Facebook, all the things you can imagine. Scott has painstakingly gone through and got us all set up. Scott, so how was that process, my friend? Like, whew,
Oh well, typical setting everything up isn't so hard to get the stuff set up. It's so hard of getting us the subscriptions and getting people to subscribe. Again, it's just something we do as a typical IT folks. It's second nature to me. So it was pretty simple, but to others it isn't. But there's a lot of things that go on behind the scenes that people just don't know about, and obviously getting all of these things. So, again, it wasn't very difficult getting the social media set up, the website set up. There's some great outlets out there. Now it's we're looking for those end users. So
absolutely. Listen, our primary mission, obviously, is to get veterans and first responders out away from the day-to-day grind and give them that chance to have a peace of mind. When I'm on the water, for me, I call it saltwater therapy. You'll hear Scott in a video we posting soon call it his serenity when he's out there in these beautiful landscapes that we're in. So it means a little something to each and every person. So that's our primary objective. Secondary objective is to hopefully be entertaining, right? We want to provide content here on the channel. This one's going to be called Beyond the Lines. It's our podcast, and what you'll see from us here is we're going to post up interviews, right? We're going to talk to folks. Either maybe it's an interview with a really interesting veteran or first responder. We've heard some great stories in our journeys here. There's some really cool local heroes that their story needs to be told. Man, it's just been amazing things in their journey. We're going to hook up with other veterans organizations to maybe talk to them about the services they offer. We have everything from folks that do dental implants to full-blown PTSD centers from across the country. They bring people in to all kinds of different services, people that we've linked up with, other fishing organizations, quite frankly. Um, and then we'll also try to have some fun. We're going to bring in maybe some experts as the seasons mature, right? We have a guy that does really good with black drum. We'd love to get tips and tricks. We'll talk about tackle. We'll talk about just about anything, right? And that's what Beyond the Lines will be. And most importantly, we're looking for our community to tell us, right? What do you want to see out here, right? Yes, we're here to raise awareness. Yes, this is the mission. But hey, this is your channel. This is going to be your content. And what you want to see, we want to bring you guys.
and along with that, there, Mike, we're going to have the ability. We're going to try to do this live. So trying to have a live stream on YouTube. We could have people that are actually subscribed and part of it. give us some feedback right live, and we can address it right then and there and talk about what we're doing or how we're doing it, and get those answers, and actually have conversations back and forth, and actually have a little bit more information that way. So it's all good when it comes to that. So
That's the cool thing about the live, right? Is that we haven't had that before, where we can actually have people interact with us, right? And maybe there's a guest on and he's talking about going after kingfish, and you're like, man, how do you do that one rig? Or you got a question specifically for that. Or maybe you heard us mention another organization that really trips your trigger and you want to know more about that. Boom, it's right there. It's live, it's on the spot, and it's going to be on the channel, immortalized for however long you're allowed to leave stuff on YouTube.
yeah,
So we'll always be able to answer questions like that as well. Just kind of high level to go through, we will have YouTube, and I think we'll put all of our social media links at the bottom here. We won't belabor you through them, but we're going to go through them real high level. We are at linesofliberty.org. .com also works. Scott made sure he secured both of the domains for us. We have a Lines of Liberty Facebook, of course, the YouTube channel that you're watching us on now. We do have TikTok for as long as TikTok's available in the US. Looks like they're going to bridge that gap, so hopefully that works out. We absolutely have an Instagram, and I mentioned earlier that we do have Facebook as well. If there's platforms that you guys think we need to be on, again, that's part of what this community is all about. It's about reaching out, it's about helping each other, right? Um, so whatever you think, wherever else you think we need to be.
yeah, definitely.
Uh, all right. So Scott, we have some examples, right? So let's talk about what this podcast is going to be about, and we have other content coming through, right? So this podcast we said is going to be called Beyond the Lines, hosted by Lines of Liberty, and it's going to be interviewing the community, whether that's the organizations or the people or whatever that is. That's what we're going to bring you, and hopefully some valuable content for what we do every day, right? The fishing, the camping, the hiking, whatever. Beyond
Well,
that,
yeah,
we what do we do, Scott? Our main thing that we're doing right now is we take people out fishing, right?
that's
Now
correct.
that's going to evolve. So one other thing that you're going to see on the YouTube channel is we're going to call it Liberty Adventures. It'll go under Lines of Liberty. We'll call it the Liberty Adventures series, and we're going to share with you our days on the water, right? Um, the video is going to be wonky at first because we're still learning a lot of the equipment and such, and so that's going to grow as well. But we'll post up some fish pictures. We'll talk about the day that we had on the water. You'll meet the people that the local heroes that we're serving, right? You'll get to see them get a big smile on their face and catch a fish, or if we're hunting, maybe you'll see them get the game that they're after. So uh, that's our multifaceted approach for the YouTube, right? It'll be this, and then there'll be the Liberty Adventures.
Right.
Is that overwhelming, Scott? Did we give too
It
much information too fast?
maybe
Maybe.
it's as we're doing this, we're still learning how to do all the broadcasts. So again, there's a lot of quirks in
Right.
between here, and trying to learn how to tie everything together. So here I am while you're talking, I'm over here clicking buttons and trying to fade back and forth, and see how we have that going, and finding out that I may have had a few different things set up where, like, audio is not set up right or something like that. But yeah, so I mean, I may have lost you on some of this, so, and you may have lost me on some of the audio, but hey, we're still learning.
We're
So
gonna we're gonna fumble through it, and hopefully,
that's right. That's
by the
right.
time we get enough subscribers in here to make a difference, then it'll be smooth as silk.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe. It's still difficult, but you know, again,
So
I
show the
think
folks what we do, Scott. Do you have a couple of snippets or a
I
couple of
do, but
pictures
remember,
or
I'm gonna throw them up there real fast, and when I do that, we're gonna lose our audio, I think, because we're still learning. So I'll click it up there. Hold your peace for a few seconds there, that people can see what it is,
all right?
and just give me a second. I'll blend it back into us afterwards, and we'll go from there. But here it is. So yeah, sorry about that. They're not able to see anything on there. So
So they can't. All
yeah,
right.
we're
So
back now. So
Now, when the picture's down, they can hear us again, right? That's
that's correct.
the
Yeah.
setting we have to work on now. All right.
Yeah. I've got to figure out how to
All
get
right.
this back
So
in
you
there.
you
So
saw an amberjack and a giant ARS there, right?
yep,
Um,
yep.
that's
So
that's one of our offshore vessels. We have a sponsor who I'm going to ask if we can use his name here that loans us his large boat for offshore adventures
yeah,
because he believes in the cause, because he's very supportive of what we do. And then Scott and I both run inshore boats. Scott's got more of an inshore offshore boat. On nice days, he can get you out deep too. Um, so it's just a bunch of volunteers, a bunch of guys that are veterans and veteran supporters. We have another guy that doesn't have a boat that does a lot of our media stuff, and so it's just going to be that you're going to see pictures of fish. You're going to see videos. We don't have videos teed up for today, do we?
no, no videos today.
No.
That'll be
Okay.
stuff that we'll be talking about. You'll be able to see those up on the screen, and all of that stuff here in a little
All right.
bit. So,
We want to keep
but
everybody plugged in, so we also are going to have a newsletter. We call it the Liberty Line, right?
yep, yep,
And right now the plan is to produce that newsletter once a month. And it'll just kind of be a synopsis of how the month went, how many veterans or first responders that we served, where are we at in the treasury, right? Because obviously we're a charity. This rises and falls on the donations, right? So I
exactly.
mean, it's something important that you should put out there if you're a 501c3 is to show your financials nice and clean. So you'll see that. Um, you'll hear we'll highlight a story probably once a month in that news article, something cool that we learned or somebody neat that we met, stuff like that. um, Sorry, I'm also
Yeah,
working
sorry.
behind the scenes on the timer here.
I'm also trying to fit. I'm still working on us here and trying to get us set up and so I can show you some pictures and all that stuff. So,
Absolutely. Well, let me talk
yeah.
about the team real quick. We have
All right.
Captain Gene Hammond. He's a local captain here in the greater Newport Richey area. He's been all up and down the 19 corridor as a fisherman, man. A lot of folks know him. He's plugged in with folks like Dylan Hubbard and Captain Mike Anderson, right there. They all know Gino. He's a legendary guy around here for as far as a fisherman goes, right? And he's our president. He had the vision for this, and we all couldn't get on board fast enough to help him out.
Right.
And then we
Right.
got Scott Bacon that you see on the screen there. Gino is an Army veteran. Scott's an Air Force veteran. He's our vice president. Same thing, man. He's got the saltwater disease. He's got a boat in his backyard. He's got to get out whenever he can
Yep.
to get that peace, to get that serenity. And then there's me. I'm an old Marine. I got a little inshore boat that I run out of Skeleton Key. Um, we all have full-time jobs. This is what we do for our passion project. And then we have Chad Dorigo. Um, he's out of the New Tampa area. He's a techie guy. He's a heck of a salesman and a fundraiser and does all kinds of great things behind the scenes for us. And he's a hell of an angler. Um, so that's our team. We have all of our ladies are involved, right? We got the support. Scott's got Jen. I have Teresa. Gino has Miss Jacqueline. So you can't do this without strong support at home, right? Because this
Perfect.
takes you away a little bit, right? Now this is a passion for Scott and I, but if our families don't share the passion, then it's it can be a strain, right? So fortunately, we have an incredible support system. Would you say, Mr. Bacon?
We do, and again, y there's other groups and organizations out there also that help us. So,
Oh,
again,
for sure.
not just our immediate family, it's our local families here that help. So,
That's right. That's right.
definitely, definitely. So, yeah. So, what's up on the horizon here, Mike? What are we going to do here in the first quarter of 2025? So,
I
what do you
think
think
our
we got going on?
I think in the first quarter it's going to be dial in the social media, right? Um, let's get content out regularly on the different platforms, utilizing a tool like you have shown us here today. It's getting the little Instagram reels up there. Captain Gino's amazing at that stuff, the TikTok and
Yeah.
the the reels, right? And it's just getting the word out, right? It's asking the people that are watching this to go tell a friend about real life here, what we're doing every day with the Lines of Liberty, and having them just share, right? Send
Right.
someone to the website. Find a veteran or a first responder who really could use a day on the water, could really use some stuff and get us out. So for me, the first quarter, it's just about raising that awareness. Now, I think there's some fun things that we can do. We're working on some sponsors in the background where maybe we can have some giveaways, right? We have these cool hats and really nice shirts that we can give away. We have hopefully some rods maybe that we can give away. And Scott, I'd like to see us before mid-year, sometime first quarter, second quarter, maybe even do a fun photo tournament. Have you ever seen one of those with the fishing?
No, well, explain that to me. I don't know
So
exactly what that is.
so the photo tournaments are fun. It's on the honor system, right? Where they do it through. I've seen it done through Salt Strong, right?
Hmm.
Where you pick a species, let's say, or you pick a weekend and say, okay, guys, everybody, use an official bump board or whatever, and we're going to target redfish this week. It's wintertime, the redfish are biting. And from one day to another day, we'll have a cutoff time, right? Send in your picture on your bump board so we can see clearly your biggest redfish, right? And there's a million ways to do it. And we just have a submission time and we have a portal we have them send it to. And then maybe somebody wins a hat or a shirt, or maybe if we once we build this up and we get sponsors, maybe they win a nice rod, right,
Yeah.
from a manufacturer that wants to sponsor us really soon.
That's right. That's right.
Or a real sponsor too.
Yeah.
Um, so that's what a photo or video tournament is. Sometimes you can do that with video too, where you have a key phrase that you publish, and so
Yep.
they have
Yep.
to
Yep.
say, "I have a redfish, and the code is banana," right?
Yeah. 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 Well,
Right?
that keeps people not, not being honest, but we're not, we know, make sure that they're fishing in different. Because again, going back with that is there are a lot of people around here that are fishing many of these tournaments. It's funny you say that. I didn't realize what you were saying or didn't quite understand, but I do. I actually do know this, and a couple of Salt Strong chapters that we're in, and some of the Gulf Harbors. Um, clubs, they do the same exact thing. So
Right.
just make sure that they're fishing the right ones and the right weeks and all of that. So it's not, it's an honor system. So
No,
it's a
it's
good cause, but
absolutely,
yeah,
absolutely. And heck, if you're fishing two that are scheduled the same week, then just use your proper code words, make two videos.
that's right. Yeah, yeah, exactly. So
God bless you. If you have that much time to fish, then I'm already jealous of you. But
yeah, yeah. So
no, but I see that kind of thing, and I'm hoping maybe we can go out and do some social events. We're still a charity. There's a budget, right? We don't have the big spend right now. The money that we get, folks, we want to get people engaged. We want to get them on the water. We want to get them some help. We want to get them on with these other charities if we need to. So we're going to spend the money, right? So saying that, it's still a desire of mine anyway, Scott, for maybe even in the first quarter is maybe put one event together. Maybe we do a seminar. I think I've said this about a million times now. We'll bring the black drum guy in and have him
right,
give us a tutorial. And, we can have pop and chips, and then we get together at a place maybe that'll let us have it. And we'll just do a little seminar, a little, toast the veterans and first responders, and everybody learns something. We get to socially interact and maybe again, just build the awareness, build the brand, build the folks, or build the community, right? That's really what we're doing is we're trying to community build. And I think that's if I was going to wrap up the whole what's my vision for the first second quarter, it's to build our community, man.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
and
That's good.
that's the key cog in that.
Yeah, again, struggle. It's a struggle. We, trying to get those individuals, get them here. But yeah, like you said, there are a few things that we can try to do to get people more engaged and involved. And it's again, I want to make sure that people understand this isn't always about the money. We don't make any money on this. All the money goes back to the veterans or taking the veterans out or doing something with the veterans or donating or whatever. So we don't really, we're not. we're not asking for money. Well, we're always asking for money, but we're not asking for money like this. We're just trying to get some information out here with the podcast. Try
Nobody's
to get more
paying from
people
lines.
involved.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nobody's
exactly.
paying.
So,
Nobody's paying. That's right. Look,
today, as everybody's aware, social media is the platform that everybody uses. So why not us? Why not come in here like we're doing today? Do a nice little cast. And this one is gonna actually just be recorded and put up there, but why not do some podcasts? Do them on a regular basis. Why not do some giveaways on Instagram or Facebook? Just try to get people involved and engaged. So anyway,
and
good
look,
stuff.
to your point, social media is the media of our day, right?
Hmm.
So there is a upside to this, right? If we get enough YouTube subscribers and people actually enjoy the content and share it out, there is monetization of all these platforms. And please make no mistake about it. If we are that blessed and fortunate to monetize any of the platforms that we're on, that's all going right back in there, man. None of us
That's
are
right.
taking a paycheck. It's all going right back to the foundation. Anytime that you subscribe, which costs you no money, I might add, uh, is one step closer to putting another body on the water, another person on the water, another person out for a hunting trip, or maybe introduced to the dentist guy that that does the implants for you, or
Right.
maybe
Right.
it's working with the group. You know, a guy. I know a guy in Virginia right now. I wish I had the funds to fly him down here right now to this intensive care for PTSD. He needs an inpatient care, man, badly, but struggling with the money.
Yeah.
It'd be
Yep.
great that if we had the kind of platform that allows us to say, you know what, we took a vote as a board and we're going to help this soldier out or this Marine out or whoever, right? But
Yeah.
yeah.
So doing what we can do, and doing what everybody can do. It's been a rough year. So
All right. Well, we're cruising up on that 20-minute mark. If you had to, well, what would you be your call to action or your key takeaways that you would want to leave with folks today, Scott?
well, today would be well, as always, subscribe. Um, those are the biggest things. Subscribe to the channels. Get on, get your input. But truthfully, I guess I could say help, and I don't mean help as far as giving us some money or volunteering. Help us by spreading the word. Spreading the
Yes.
word, finding your veterans, your first responders, your police, your officers, whomever. Get out there, tell them a little bit about, hey, I saw this organization, Lines of Liberty. Where linesofliberty.org or linesofliberty.com will bring you there. But have somebody go on there, because there's always some help that we can do, and we talk about fishing and we talk about stuff like that, but sometimes it could just be just a communication, just to get together, just to socialize,
Right.
anything like that. But we're all here to help. So I would say, if my call to action out of all of this first real video that we're putting out to try to ask for help and get things moving is let people know about us. Let people, tell people about Lines of Liberty. Get them to come to the website. Get them to subscribe. Get them to sign up, or subscribe in YouTube and hit that notification bell and all of those things like that, because that's where we're gonna get the most influence, the most
That's right.
out of this, and how we're going to touch the most amount of people. So that would
Absolutely.
say I would probably say that's our first call to action at this point. So
I don't think I'm improving on that, man. I love that
okay,
message. That's exactly what we need. And so I'm going to give you I'll give you a send off while you tee up our outro video that we worked on.
there you
Scott
go.
Scott did a
Yeah,
lot of our back end work with these intros and outro videos. So seriously, guys, heartfelt. Thanks for listening to Beyond the Lines. Together, we're just going to try to make a difference for those who've given so much for us. And until we see you next time, just check on each other, man. Make sure they're
yeah.
okay.
Good video, bud.